the golden hour over the Bay of Naples. Welcome. Tonight we take a quiet step backward in time, leaving the fast-paced world of today far behind. Allow yourself to settle into a deep, effortless comfort. Adjust your pillows, let your shoulders drop, and gently close your eyes. Imagine a journey to the ancient Mediterranean world, a time when the rhythm of the day was guided solely by the rising and setting of the sun, the whispering ocean breeze, and the gentle footsteps of people walking along sun-warmed stone streets. Tonight, we travel to the southern coast of Roman Italy in the late summer of the year 79 AD. We're standing on the peaceful slopes overlooking the vibrant, prosperous city of Pompeii. Before us lies a city brimming with life, beauty and culture, completely unaware of what the far future holds. But tonight, there is no rush, no drama, and no fear. Tonight, Pompeii is simply a sanctuary of warmth, sea air, and peaceful evening light. The sky above the Bay of Naples is turning a brilliant shade of honey gold and soft lavender. The sun, a heavy orb of amber, dips slowly behind the distant silhouette of the island of Capri. A soft breeze rolls off the Tyrrhenian Sea, carrying with it the crisp saltiness of the water, mixed with the rich, soothing aromas of pine trees, wild rosemary, and sweet blooming jasmine. Look down at the grand landscape stretching before you. Mount Vesuvius rises majestically in the background. To the ancient Romans living here, this mountain is not viewed with dread, but with reverence and gratitude. They call it a gentle giant. Its grand slopes are covered entirely from base to summit with lush green vineyards, fertile olive groves, and dense forests of oak and pine. The volcanic soil beneath their feet is the secret to their unmatched wealth, yielding the sweetest grapes and the richest harvests in the entire Roman Republic. The mountain stands silent, a peaceful guardian bathed in the faint purple haze of dusk. As you begin to walk down the gentle sloping road toward the city gates, hear the soothing texture of your sandals pressing against the ancient gravel. The air is warm, embracing your skin like a soft wool blanket. Every breath you take feels deep, clean, and incredibly relaxing. Up ahead, the great stone walls of Pompeii come into view. Built from thick blocks of dark volcanic tuff, these walls have stood for centuries, protecting a city that blends the rich artistry of Greece with the organised majesty of Rome. You approach the Herculaneum Gate, one of the primary entrances to the city. The arched gateway is crafted with immense precision. Above the archways, small oil lamps are beginning to be lit by the city watch, casting a soft golden flicker across the warm travertine stone. Merchants who spent the day travelling from distant farmlands are slowly guiding their wooden carts back out through the gates, their work finished for the day. Creates a steady, hypnotic beat that lulls the mind into tranquility. You pass beneath the cool shade of the stone archway and officially step inside Pompeii. Immediately, the unique architectural genius of the Roman world unfolds around you. The streets are paved with massive polygonal blocks of dark basalt stone, fitted together so tightly that they have weathered centuries of traffic. Running down the centre of the road are deep, smooth grooves carved into the stone over generations by the iron-rimmed wheels of Roman wagons. Notice the raised stepping stones placed across the streets at regular intervals. These large, flat basalt stones allowed ancient citizens to cross from one side of the street to the other without stepping into the rainwater that gently washed the thoroughfares clean every afternoon. As you step onto one of these stepping stones, you feel the day's trapped warmth rising from the basalt, soothing your feet and calming your senses. The soundscape of Pompeii in the evening is remarkably tranquil. You hear the distant melodic chatter of neighbours greeting one another in Latin from their open windows. You hear the gentle splashing of water from dozens of public stone fountains scattered throughout every neighbourhood. Water flows constantly into carved marble basins, fed by the great aqueduct system, the Aqua Augusta, that brings fresh mountain water from miles away. You approach a public fountain carved with the image of a smiling river god. The water trickles rhythmically over the carved stone lip, falling into a clear, deep basin below. Drip, splash, drip, splash. The sound is steady, serene, and infinitely relaxing. You reach down and touch the water. It is cool, fresh, and pristine. Standing here at the crossroads, looking down the long, straight street known as the Via Consolare, you realize that Pompeii is not merely a collection of buildings. It is a living tapestry of human care, art, and harmony. The walls of the homes facing the street are painted in vibrant colours, rich Pompeian red, deep ochre yellow, and soothing sea blue. Even in the fading twilight, these colours radiate a gentle warmth that satisfies the soul. Take a long, deep breath in, filling your lungs with the evening air, and let it out slowly. Feel your body becoming heavier and more relaxed with every step you take through this quiet, ancient haven. The evening star appears in the darkening sky above, glowing bright and steady over the peaceful city. You are safe, you are comfortable, and the warm, timeless world of ancient Pompeii is welcoming you into its embrace. The soft murmur of the Roman Forum. As you continue walking down the smooth basalt pavement of the Via Consolare, the sounds of the evening begin to soften into a gentle rhythmic hum. The last light of day retreats gracefully toward the horizon, leaving behind an indigo sky dotted with the faint early twinkle of distant stars. Ahead of you opens the magnificent expanse of the Pompeian Forum, the grand civic, cultural and spiritual heart of the city. Stepping into the vast open plaza of the Forum feels like entering a completely different realm of quiet elegance. Unlike the narrower residential streets, the Forum is closed off to all wheeled traffic. Here, there are no heavy wagons or clattering hooves, only the soft, gentle rustle of long linen and wool togas trailing across polished white marble slabs. The Forum is a grand rectangular plaza, surrounded on three sides by a majestic two-story colonnade of pristine white travertine columns. In the dimming light, these tall, sculpted pillars cast long, rhythmic shadows across the pavement. The air here feels expansive and airy, carrying the cooling ocean breeze straight through the majestic open corridors. To your right stands the Grand Temple of Jupiter, seated proudly upon its high, elevated platform. Its massive Corinthian columns reach up toward the twilight sky, symbolizing the pride, stability, and enduring spirit of the Roman world. At the base of the Grand Temple steps, small bronze oil lamps have been lit by temple attendants. Their soft amber flames dance in the evening air, casting a warm, comforting glow onto the carved stone inscriptions that tell stories of honour, peace, and community. Take a slow, peaceful walk along the outer edge of the colonnade. Feel the smooth surface of the polished marble under your feet. The stone retains the gentle heat absorbed from hours of Mediterranean sunlight, radiating a subtle, cosy warmth upward with every step you take. As you wander beneath the roofed portico, notice the delicate details of the buildings around you. Here sits the Comitium, where citizens once gathered to vote in local elections, and the Basilica, the grand hall of law and commerce. At this hour, the legal debates and business transactions of the day are long finished. The heavy wooden doors of the basilica are closed, and the high arched windows stand dark and quiet. The grand hall, which buzzed with activity only hours ago, now rests peacefully under the blanket of dusk. In the centre of the open plaza, a solitary bronze statue of a revered civic leader catches the remaining golden rays of light. The bronze has weathered over time into a beautiful, calming shade of soft green and turquoise. The leader stands in a quiet pose, looking out toward the Bay of Naples, as if keeping a permanent watchful eye over the safety and tranquility of the city. In a quiet corner of the forum, a local street musician sits on a low marble bench, leaning against the warm stone column. He holds an ancient aulos, a delicate double-reeded wooden flute. He plays a low, slow, hauntingly beautiful melody that floats effortlessly through the open air. The notes are long, soothing, and soft, drifting through the high arches and whispering across the open courtyard. Listen closely to the gentle rhythm of the flute. It seems to echo the timeless heartbeat of the earth itself, unhurried, peaceful, and deeply reassuring. A small group of citizens sits nearby on the steps of the Macellum, the city's central food market. They are engaged in hushed, relaxed conversation, their voices blending seamlessly into a soft, soothing murmur. They speak of the day's harvest, the fine weather expected tomorrow, and the upcoming festival of the Vinalia, dedicated to the blessing of the year's grapes. Their laughter is muted and sweet, carrying no tension, no anxiety, only the simple, grounded joy of being alive in a beautiful place surrounded by friends. Near the edge of the market area, the scent of fresh pine resin and olive oil lingers from the lamps that illuminate the covered stalls. Though the market stalls are now closed for the night, the sweet fragrance of dried figs, salted olives, aromatic herbs, and aged wine still hangs gently in the warm air. As you stand in the middle of the quiet forum, turn your gaze toward the north. There, framing the top of the grand temple of Jupiter, stands the towering shadow of Mount Vesuvius. Under the dark blue twilight, the mountain looks calm, majestic, and motionless. Its dark outline rests against the starlit sky, looking like a grand painted backdrop to a peaceful dream. The air around you grows slightly cooler, bringing a fresh, invigorating crispness from the sea, while the marble beneath your feet remains wonderfully warm. With every breath you take, your body sinks deeper into a state of total rest. Your chest rises and falls in perfect, easy rhythm with the quiet world around you. The flute melody slowly fades into a soft, dying note, leaving only the gentle sound of the sea breeze rustling through the leaves of nearby olive trees that line the outer edges of the plaza. You take one last look at the breathtaking architecture of the forum, the white marble columns, the glowing oil lamps, the silent statues, and the vast, peaceful sky overhead. Every element of this place speaks of harmony, stability, and enduring quietude. Leaving the grand plaza behind, you step softly into a quiet, winding avenue that leads deeper into the warm heart of Pompeii's residential sanctuaries. The sanctuary of the Domus and the peristyle garden. Leaving the grand openness of the forum behind, you turn onto a quiet, stone-paved residential street, lined with tall, elegant walls. The bustling public energy of the town gives way to a hush that is deep, intimate, and comforting. In Pompeii, the homes of its citizens, the Domus, are built to face inward, creating private sanctuaries protected from the noise of the outside world. The high exterior walls, painted in smooth, reddish-brown plaster, are unbroken except for grand, heavy wooden doors studded with decorative bronze fittings. You stop before one such home, known in future memory as the House of the Faun. The heavy oak double doors stand slightly open, inviting the soft evening breeze into the long, cool entrance hall, the Forces. As you step softly over the threshold, your eyes are immediately drawn to the floor. Beneath your feet lies a masterpiece of Roman artistry, a stunning mosaic constructed from hundreds of thousands of tiny coloured marble tiles. The intricate geometric patterns flow seamlessly down the hallway, leading your gaze into the open-air central hall, the atrium. Stepping into the atrium, the atmosphere is profoundly peaceful. High above, a large square opening in the roof, the compluvium, frames a view of the night sky, now filled with brilliant twinkling stars. Below this open skylight sits a sleek, shallow pool carved from pristine white marble, known as the impluvium. During rainstorms, this basin collects fresh rainwater from the sloped roof, keeping the home supplied with sweet, clean water. But tonight, under the clear sky, the surface of the pool is still as glass. The dark water acts as a natural mirror, reflecting the quiet stars and the soft flickering glow of nearby oil lamps resting on tall bronze stands. Drip. A single drop of dew falls from the roof's edge into the centre of the pool, sending slow, mesmerising ripples outward across the starlit reflection. The light dancing on the painted walls creates a soothing, rhythmic visual rhythm that naturally relaxes your eyes. The walls of the atrium are adorned with incredible frescoes painted in the high Roman style. Deep, glowing pigments of cinnabar red, rich Egyptian blue and golden ochre create the illusion of grand archways, painted gardens and quiet mythic scenes. The colours are so rich and vibrant that they seem to hold the sun's warmth within the plaster itself. Walking further into the depths of the home, you pass through the tablinum, the family's private study, and emerge into the breathtaking heart of the Roman house, the peristyle garden. If the atrium is the heart of the home, the peristyle is its soul. It is a large, open-air inner courtyard completely enclosed by a covered colonnade of slender, fluted stone pillars. The garden within is a lush, meticulously tended paradise of greenery and tranquillity. As you step under the shaded roof of the colonnade, the aroma of the garden envelopes you. The cool night air carries the crisp, clean scent of crushed bay leaves, sweet myrtle, blooming oleander, and damp, freshly turned earth. Boxwood hedges are carefully clipped into low, elegant geometric shapes, lining narrow gravel pathways that wind through the greenery. In the centre of the garden, a delicate marble fountain carved in the shape of a leaping dolphin trickles continuously. Water spills smoothly from its lips, flowing down into a low circular basin ringed with moss and smooth riverstones. The sound of a running water in the quiet garden is steady, soft, and infinitely peaceful. Shh, splash, shh, splash. It washes away every remaining thought of effort or weariness, leaving only a feeling of complete, unburdened presence. Around the perimeter of the peristyle, small clay oil lamps nestle between the roots of olive trees and rose bushes. Their tiny, warm flames cast a soft amber light on marble statues of woodland nymphs and ancient philosophers standing gracefully among the leaves. You sit down upon a curved stone bench made of smooth, pale marble, tucked beneath the overhang of the colonnade. The bench is warm to the touch, having stored the sun's gentle energy throughout the long afternoon. From this peaceful vantage point, you look up through the open courtyard at the vast night sky. Mount Vesuvius rises in the far distance beyond the low-tiled roofs of the house, a dark, quiet silhouette resting beneath the Milky Way. The air is so clear that you can see thousands of stars glowing brightly, casting a soft, silvery light over the leaves of the lemon trees in the garden. A gentle breeze stirs through the peristyle, causing the leaves to rustle with a quiet, soothing whisper. Swish, swish. The sound feels like a slow, deep breath taken by the house itself. In the rooms surrounding the garden, the triclinia or dining halls, the family has finished their evening meal. The quiet clatter of terracotta dishes being cleared away by soft-footed attendants fades into silence. Soft lullabies sung in gentle, quiet Latin drift from the upper sleeping quarters, where children are being tucked into soft linen sheets for a night of restful sleep. Everything about this home radiates stability, safety, and deep-rooted harmony. Built on foundations laid generations ago, this sanctuary has offered peace to countless nights before, and tonight it offers that same profound peace to you. Your breath naturally slows down, aligning with the quiet rhythm of the dripping fountain and the softly rustling leaves. With every slow breath in, you draw in the soothing scents of jasmine and earth. With every breath out, your body settles deeper into profound comfort and quiet repose. The nocturnal rhythms of the villa and bakery. Leaving the peaceful peristyle garden of the Grand Domus, you wander down a narrow winding alleyway, illuminated only by the faint silver glow of the high moon. The night in Pompeii is now deep and serene. The warmth of the day has fully settled into the stones beneath your feet, casting off a cosy, gentle ambient heat that warms the cool night air. As you walk, your senses are drawn toward a warm, incredibly comforting fragrance drifting through the quiet street. The unmistakable aroma of freshly baking bread, sweet roasted wheat, and crushed sesame. You're approaching one of Pompeii's famous pistrina, or commercial bakeries. While the rest of the city rests, the bakers of Pompeii work in the tranquil hours before dawn, preparing the daily bread for thousands of homes. Through a tall stone archway open to the street, you look inside the quiet, cavernous bakery. Inside, everything is clean, orderly, and lit by the warm, flickering orange light of a massive rounded brick oven built into the wall. In the centre of the room stand 4 large hourglass-shaped millstones made of dark, rough volcanic basalt, the mole. Earlier in the day, these heavy stones were turned by patient donkeys to grind wheat into fine, pale flour. Now the mill stands silent and still, dusted with a soft, velvet-like layer of flour that catches the warm amber light of the hearth fire. An old master baker, dressed in a simple, clean linen tunic, moves with slow, deliberate, and hypnotic grace. He lifts large wooden paddles, carefully placing hundreds of round loaves of dough into the deep wood-fired oven. These loaves are crafted in the classic Pompeian style, divided into 8 neat segments, tied around the middle with a piece of natural twine and stamped with the baker's mark to ensure quality. Inside the brick oven, small logs of sweet olive wood and dry pine crackle gently. Pop, crackle, crackle. The sound is cozy and intimate, like a warm fireside on a crisp autumn night. The heat from the oven radiates into the room, creating an atmosphere of deep, comforting warmth. The baker moves with a calm, practiced ease, his movements rhythmic and soothing to watch. There is no hurry here, no noise, no stress. Only the ancient, timeless craft of transforming the gifts of the fertile volcanic soil into sustenance for the community. You pause outside the bakery, taking a slow, deep breath in, filling your senses with the rich, earthy scent of warm grain, toasted crust, and sweet olive wood smoke. As you exhale, you feel an even deeper sense of quiet contentment washing over your mind and body. Leaving the aromatic warmth of the bakery, you continue your walk toward the outer edges of the city, where Pompeii transitions gently into the countryside. You pass small tabernae, neighbourhood shops and wine taverns that are now locked securely for the night. Their long wooden shutters are fastened shut, and the stone counters where citizens gather during the day to drink cool, diluted wine and eat salted olives stand empty under the starlight. On the outer plaster walls of these shops, ancient graffiti written in soft charcoal and red chalk remains visible. Messages of friendship, declarations of love, and simple wishes for good fortune to all who pass by. The cobblestones gradually give way to a soft, natural dirt road as you approach the marine gate, the Porta Marina, which faces west toward the calm, dark waters of the sea. Here, high atop the cliffside, the cool ocean breeze meets you with a refreshing, salty sweetness. Below, the harbour of Pompeii rests in complete silence. Dozens of Roman trading ships, cargo galleys, and small wooden fishing boats bob gently up and down, cradled by the soft rhythmic swell of the Tyrrhenian Sea. The sound of the ocean waves gently lapping against the stone harbour piers is continuous and deeply relaxing. Shh, whoa, shh, whoa. The water retreats, then rolls back in, repeating its perfect ancient rhythm. Each lap of the tide seems to mirror the steady, peaceful rise and fall of your chest as you breathe in the clear sea air. Looking out across the dark, glassy water of the Bay of Naples, you can see the distant lights of neighbouring coastal towns, Neapolis, Herculaneum, and Sorrentum, glowing like fallen stars along the coastline. Above them all, Mount Vesuvius stands silently in the background under the vast celestial sky. In this peaceful hour, the mountain looks like an eternal guardian, deeply asleep beneath a blanket of stars. Its high peaks, covered in silent pine forests, hold no malice, no sound, and no movement. Only the serene, majestic quietude of nature at rest. You lean against the smooth stone railing of the marine gate overlook. The sea breeze gently brushes through your hair and cools your skin, while the ancient stone beneath your hands feels reassuringly solid, strong, and permanent. Every sound in the city behind you, the dripping fountains, the rustling garden leaves, the gentle crackle of the baker's fire, and the distant soft lap of the ocean waves, blends together into a single, continuous lullaby of absolute peace. Your eyes grow heavy, your muscles relax completely, and a feeling of profound tranquility settles into every corner of your mind. The starlit sanctuaries and the dream of Vesuvius. Standing at the high overlook of the Porta Marina, surrounded by the cool sea breeze and the distant rhythmic lap of the tide, a profound sense of stillness settles over your mind. The city of Pompeii behind you has fully surrendered to the quiet sanctuary of the midnight hours. You slowly turn away from the ocean overlook and step onto a secluded, tree-lined path that winds along the edge of the city's ancient outer walls. This elevated stone rampart offers a quiet view across the sleepy rooftops of Pompeii on one side and the sprawling moonlit vineyards on the other. As you walk, look down over the silhouette of the sleeping city. The low terracotta roofs, bathed in soft silver moonlight, look like a peaceful sea of clay and stone. From this height, you can appreciate the quiet order and beauty of Roman life. Every courtyard fountain, every tiled roof was built with care, designed to harbour life, community, and comfort. To your left, stretching toward the base of Mount Vesuvius, lie the vast agricultural estates, the Villae Rusticae. Here, rows upon rows of ancient grapevines climb up tall wooden trellises, their leaves whispering softly as the cool night wind sweeps down from the mountain slopes. The soil beneath these vineyards is dark, rich, and full of nourishment. The ancient Romans believed this land was personally blessed by Bacchus, the god of agriculture and wine. Tonight the air here smells richly of damp earth, sweet ripening grapes, and the fragrant resin of high mountain pines. In the distance, nestled among the vines, sits a grand country villa. A single bronze lantern glows softly at its entrance, casting a warm halo of amber light onto the gravel driveway. The estate's guard dogs lie peacefully near the threshold, their heads resting on their paws, completely at ease in the tranquil night. You take a long, slow breath in, feeling the crisp, clean air of the vineyards fill your lungs. As you breathe out, your body sinks even deeper into a state of effortless relaxation. Every muscle in your body feels soft, heavy, and completely supported by the peaceful energy of the earth beneath you. You reach a small, semicircular stone bench built into a nook along the city wall, a scholar, placed here centuries ago for tired travellers to rest and contemplate the view. The white marble bench is cool to the touch, smooth as silk and perfectly crafted. You take a seat upon the stone bench and lean your head back against the wall, looking directly up at the midnight sky. Without the artificial lights of the modern world, the ancient sky above Pompeii is a breathtaking masterpiece of luminous stars. The Milky Way stretches across the vast indigo dome like a river of crushed diamonds. Constellations named by ancient Greek and Roman astronomers, Orion, Cassiopeia, the Great Bear, glow with absolute clarity, drifting slowly and steadily on their timeless circular journeys. Looking up at this infinite starry canopy, you realise how timeless this moment truly is. Centuries may pass, civilizations may shift, but the quiet beauty of a starlit night, the sound of the ocean, and the longing for peaceful rest remain unchanged across human history. Directly across from your vantage point, Mount Vesuvius rises high into the starry sky. In this quiet hour, the mountain seems to be dreaming its own deep, ancient dream. Its grand slopes covered in dark oak forests and quiet olive orchards are peaceful and undisturbed. The mountain is a quiet giant, resting quietly under the watchful care of the stars. A soft owl hoots gently from the branches of a nearby cypress tree, a single, low, soothing call that echoes across the quiet valley. Hoo, hoo, hoo. The sound is comforting, a gentle reminder that nature is keeping a peaceful watch over the city while its citizens sleep. Down below, along the quiet residential avenues, the last lingering lights inside the homes are slowly extinguished. The oil lamps are turned down, their soft flames flickering out one by one. Families are wrapped in warm wool blankets, drifting into deep restorative sleep in their quiet, painted bedrooms. There are no worries here tonight, no shadows of tomorrow, no burdens of yesterday. There is only the absolute, unbroken peace of this present moment, a world wrapped in warmth, security, and timeless tranquility. Your eyelids feel heavier and heavier with every passing second. The gentle sounds of Pompeii at rest, the soft rustle of the vine leaves, the quiet hoot of the owl, the distant rhythmic murmur of the sea, and the cool mountain breeze merge together into a soft, hypnotic rhythm that lulls your mind into total peace. Your breathing is slow, steady, and effortless. In and out, in and out. You close your eyes and let yourself drift freely into the warm, serene embrace of the ancient Mediterranean night. The whispering courtyards and the gentle dawn. The hours of the deep night pass in perfect, undisturbed stillness. High above the Bay of Naples, the brilliant carpet of stars begins to fade gently, yielding to the softest, most delicate shades of twilight. The deep indigo sky slowly softens into a quiet, dusty rose and pale violet along the eastern horizon. Morning in Pompeii does not arrive with a sudden rush, but as a slow, graceful unfolding of light, temperature, and soft natural sounds. As you walk softly down the central avenue of the city, the Via dell'Abbondanza, the cool morning air carries a subtle, refreshing moisture from the sea. The cobblestones, which kept the city warm throughout the long night, now feel smooth and cool beneath your feet. Look down the long, straight street. The stone walls of the villas and shops painted in rich ochres and Pompeian reds slowly absorb the rising light. The colours change minute by minute, shifting from dark, cosy shadows to warm, glowing hues that feel deeply comforting to watch. In the quiet inner courtyards of the homes, life wakes with effortless ease. Inside a serene villa dedicated to the goddess Flora, an elderly gardener steps onto the wet grass of the peristyle garden. He carries a small copper pitcher, gently watering the sweet-scented lilies, red roses, and tender mint leaves growing beside the marble colonnade. The sound of water sprinkling onto the leaves, tup-tup-tup, is light, soft, and soothing. A pair of small sparrows land softly on the edge of the marble fountain, dipping their beaks into the clear water before taking flight into the morning sky. Along the street, the heavy wooden doors of the houses begin to open with slow, satisfying thuds. Attendants step outside to sweep the front steps with brooms made of woven pine twigs. The rhythmic swish, swish, swish of the brooms sweeping across the basalt pavement creates a steady, peaceful beat that echoes gently down the quiet alleyways. You pause outside a small, charming house, known for its beautiful wall paintings of quiet nature scenes. Through the open doorway you catch a glimpse of the central atrium. The morning sun shines down through the square opening in the roof, striking the surface of the clear water pool below. The light reflects off the water, casting shimmering, dancing patterns of soft golden light across the painted walls and ceiling. The visual movement is so slow, fluid, and mesmerizing that it naturally quiets every lingering thought in your mind. Walking further down toward the great palestra, the grand athletic and quiet recreational grounds near the amphitheatre, you step into the shade of massive ancient plane trees. Their broad green leaves create a dense canopy that filters the pale morning sunlight into a soothing dappled pattern on the soft dirt paths. The air here smells clean and invigorating, filled with the scent of green leaves, morning dew, and fresh earth. A gentle breeze rustles through the high branches of the trees, creating a continuous, soft white noise. Shh, that sounds like the peaceful sigh of the earth itself. In the centre of the palestra, a large rectangular swimming pool, the natatio, lies completely undisturbed. Its clear, mountain-fed water acts as a perfect dark mirror, reflecting the towering green branches of the plane trees and the quiet, pale sky above. You stand at the edge of the pool, leaning lightly against a cool marble column. Every detail of this environment speaks of balance, stability, and enduring peace. This is a city that has thrived for centuries, where generations of families have walked these same warm stones, breathed this same sea air, and found comfort in these same quiet daily rhythms. Looking toward the north, Mount Vesuvius is now fully bathed in the soft pink light of dawn. Its high slopes look lush, green, and wonderfully peaceful. The mountain stands silent, casting its long, gentle shadow over the fertile plains below, like a giant resting after a long, quiet sleep. The entire world feels balanced, calm, and safe. Your breathing remains deep, slow, and effortless. With every breath you take, you feel more settled, more grounded, and more completely relaxed. The gentle sounds of the awakening city, the sweeping brooms, the trickling water, the rustling leaves, and the distant soft call of seabirds wrap around you like a warm, protective blanket. You close your eyes once more, taking a deep, restorative breath of the clean morning air, and allow yourself to sink back into a state of total, serene repose. The thermal baths and the warm water sanctuaries. As the pale violet of dawn slowly dissolves into a soft golden morning, you find yourself walking toward one of Pompeii's most cherished daily sanctuaries, the Stabian Baths, the oldest and most peaceful thermal bathhouse in the city. In Roman life, the baths were not merely a place for cleanliness, but a sanctuary of wellness, relaxation, and gentle restoration. Here, architecture was designed specifically to slow the heart rate, soothe tired muscles, and calm the active mind. You step through the wide travertine entrance and enter the high-arched corridors of the bathhouse. Immediately, the ambient temperature rises into a cozy, welcoming warmth. The air is thick with a soothing sense of warm steam, crushed eucalyptus leaves, sweet almond oil, and dry cedar wood. The architecture here is built with massive double brick walls and low vaulted ceilings, designed to retain heat and quiet any echoes. Walking along the tiled hallway, the sound of your footsteps is completely absorbed by the thick, warm humidity of the space. You enter the apoditerium, the quiet changing room. High above, small circular skylights cut into the domed ceiling allow single beams of golden sunlight to filter down through the gentle mist. Along the walls are rows of small carved stone cubbies where visitors leave their outer garments. The walls are painted with quiet sea maidens and peaceful ocean waves, floating in shades of soft blue and muted green. Stepping deeper into the complex, you enter the tepidarium, the warm hall. This room is heated from below by a brilliant Roman engineering marvel known as the hypocaust. Deep beneath the floor, warm air from a central furnace flows continuously through hollow brick channels under the tiles and inside the walls. As you place your hand on the plastered wall, you feel a deep, steady warmth radiating through the stone. The floor beneath your feet is delightfully warm, comforting every nerve and muscle in your body. In the centre of the hall stands a massive bronze brazier, filled with softly glowing coals that release a gentle woody aroma into the air. You sit down upon a low marble bench built directly into the warm wall. The heat sinks deep into your shoulders, your back, and your legs, melting away every last trace of physical tension. The sound in the tepidarium is an unbroken quiet hum. Small drops of condensed steam gather on the vaulted ceiling and occasionally drop back into the warm marble basin scattered around the room. Plop, plop, plop. The cadence is slow, hypnotic and profoundly relaxing. After enjoying the soothing warmth of the tepidarium, you step softly into the ultimate sanctuary of rest, the caldarium, the hot bath chamber. In the centre of this majestic vaulted hall lies a deep sunken pool filled with crystal-clear, mineral-rich thermal water. Steam rises lazily from the turquoise surface, drifting upward toward the arched skylights in slow, spiralling clouds of mist. At the far end of the room sits a large, circular marble basin, the labrum, fed by a continuous trickle of fresh, warm mineral water flowing from a carved bronze spout. The sound of the trickling water cascades through the mist. Shh, splash, shh, splash. You step down into the shallow, warm waters of the pool. The warm mineral water wraps around you like a heavy, weightless blanket. As you submerge up to your shoulders, a profound wave of comfort washes over you. Your body feels completely weightless, supported effortlessly by the buoyant thermal water. You lean your head back against the smooth carved marble rim of the pool and close your eyes. The warmth of the water, the gentle crackle of the subfloor heating, the scent of cedar and eucalyptus, and the soft rhythmic trickle of the fountain form a perfect tapestry of absolute peace. In this warm sanctuary, time completely ceases to exist. There is no past, no future, only the deep restorative comfort of this present moment. Your breath slows down to a deep, effortless rhythm. Inhale the sweet, warm steam. Exhale all remaining effort. The peaceful energy of this ancient sanctuary wraps around your mind, lulling you deeper and deeper into an effortless, unbroken state of rest. The golden twilight of the Villa of the Mysteries. Emerging from the soothing warmth of the thermal baths, you feel entirely renewed, light, and deeply calm. The morning has slowly matured into a soft golden afternoon, and the air outside carries the sweet, comforting warmth of late Mediterranean summer. You walk toward the northwestern outskirts of Pompeii, stepping beyond the city gate along a quiet, paved avenue, bordered by tall, slender cypress trees. These majestic trees stand like silent guardians, their dark green leaves rustling gently as a mild sea breeze rolls over the hills. Your destination lies just a short walk away, the world-renowned Villa of the Mysteries, the Villa dei Misteri. Situated on a gentle slope overlooking the sea, this grand country estate represents the absolute pinnacle of Roman art, peace, and domestic sanctuary. As you approach the entrance, the hustle and bustle of daily life feels miles away. The villa is surrounded by vast, quiet orchards of fig trees, pomegranate trees, and endless rows of olive groves. The silver-green leaves of the olive trees shimmer softly under the golden sunlight, casting moving patterns of shadow and light across the warm earth. You step onto the wide marble terrace that wraps around the western side of the villa. From this high viewpoint, the Bay of Naples opens up before you in all its breathtaking, tranquil majesty. The deep turquoise sea stretches out to meet the horizon, its surface smooth and gleaming like polished glass. Near the edge of the terrace, small terracotta pots filled with sweet basil, lavender and rosemary sit in neat rows. The afternoon sun warms the herbs, releasing a rich, grounding scent that fills every breath you take with pure serenity. You walk softly into the villa's main hall, where the famous frescoes that give the villa its name cover the walls from floor to ceiling. The background of these grand paintings is painted in the famous Pompeian red, a deep, rich, warm pigment that radiates an incredible sense of warmth and permanence. Life-sized figures painted with extraordinary skill depict quiet, timeless scenes of ritual, music, and peaceful reflection. In one panel, a young woman sits quietly while a gentle musician plays an ancient lyre beside her. In another, figures move with graceful, unhurried ease across a backdrop of solid gold and crimson. The colours are so deep and luminous that they seem to absorb the warm sunlight streaming through the doorway, glowing from within. You sit upon a plush woven bench set against the cool stone wall of the hall. The room is pleasantly cool, protected from the sun by thick brick walls and high timber roofs. Listen to the absolute quiet of this country sanctuary. The only sound is the distant rhythmic hum of cicadas in the olive groves outside, a steady hypnotic murmur that rises and falls like the gentle breathing of the earth itself. The sound is warm, natural, and endlessly comforting. Outside on the terrace, a small fountain carved from dark green marble trickles slowly. A gentle stream of cool water falls from a carved dolphin's mouth into a wide, round basin below, sending soft ripples across the clear water. Drip, trickle, splash. Drip, trickle, splash. Looking out through the open archway of the hall, you see Mount Vesuvius resting peacefully in the distance. Under the warm afternoon light, the mountain looks soft and welcoming. Its high green slopes, blanketed in quiet forests and lush vineyards, stand still and serene against the clear blue sky. Everything about this moment, the deep red walls, the soft scent of lavender and pine, the distant hum of the olive groves, and the cool shade of the villa, invites you to sink deeper and deeper into complete rest. Your body feels heavy, relaxed, and perfectly still. Every breath you take is smooth, slow, and effortless. Inhale the sweet, warm air of the garden. Exhale every last lingering thought. You lean your head back, close your eyes, and let the timeless, peaceful spirit of the Villa of the Mysteries lull your mind into a profound, unbroken sleep. The evening chimes and the return to rest. The golden afternoon light outside the Villa of the Mysteries gently transforms into the soft, comforting hues of early evening. A deep shade of violet spreads slowly across the Bay of Naples, blending effortlessly with the warm amber glow left behind by the setting sun. You step out from the shaded halls of the villa and begin a slow, leisurely walk back toward the heart of Pompeii. The path beneath your feet, lined with ancient stone walls and wild blooming jasmine, feels soft and soothing. The air has cooled down to a perfect, pleasant warmth, carrying a gentle ocean breeze that softly touches your skin. As you reach the Herculaneum Gate, the city is once again preparing for nightfall. But unlike the busy morning or the bright afternoon, this hour carries a distinct, peaceful hush. Along the Via Consolare, shopkeepers are closing their wooden shutters with slow, deliberate care. The heavy iron keys turn smoothly in ancient locks, a quiet, satisfying click that signifies the end of an honest day's labour. On the stone thresholds of homes, small terracotta oil lamps are lit one by one. Their tiny, warm flames flicker gently in the evening air, casting long, soft shadows along the smooth basalt streets. You walk past a quiet courtyard where an ancient olive tree stands in the centre. Its silver leaves rustle softly in the night wind, making a soothing sound like soft silk sliding over silk. Swish, swish. Down a quiet side street you hear the distant sweet sound of a wooden harp, a cithara, being plucked softly inside a private home. The notes are slow, warm and melodic. They drift out of the high, narrow windows, floating through the evening air like a gentle lullaby, designed to ease the mind into effortless sleep. Listen closely to the quiet symphony of evening Pompeii, the soft clack-clack of a lone traveller's sandals against the warm stone pavement, the steady, quiet trickling of the neighbourhood fountain down the street, the soft rustle of evening breezes through the high pine trees, and the long, soothing melody of the harp fading slowly into the quiet night. You reach a serene public garden near the centre of the city, a quiet sanctuary filled with fragrant rose bushes, sweet myrtle, and tall cypress trees. In the centre of the garden stands a low, wide bench made of smooth white travertine. You take a seat upon the warm bench and lean back, resting your head against the sturdy stone wall behind you. Above, the sky has turned into a vast ocean of deep midnight blue. The first bright stars of the night, Venus and Jupiter, glow steady and clear directly above Mount Vesuvius. The mountain sits quietly under the starlight, a silent, beautiful sentinel resting in total tranquility. As you sit in this peaceful garden, surrounded by the timeless beauty of ancient Rome, a deep sense of contentment washes over your entire body. Your muscles feel completely soft and relaxed. Your chest rises and falls in a slow, natural and rhythmic motion. There is nothing you need to do right now. There is nowhere you need to go. Every worry, every stress, and every lingering thought has completely dissolved into the quiet evening air. Inhale slowly, filling your lungs with the sweet scent of night-blooming jasmine and ocean salt. Exhale gently, letting your body sink deeper and deeper into the warm, supportive bench. The soft music of the harp fades into complete silence. The city lights glow like distant warm stars. Pompeii is fully asleep, safe, peaceful, and wrapped in the eternal comfort of a starlit night. Your eyes grow heavier and heavier with every passing second. You allow yourself to drift freely, sinking into a deep, unbroken, and profoundly restorative sleep. The eternal moonlight over the bay. The night has now reached its absolute deepest point. A gentle, quiet hush rests over the entire land, from the high, dark summit of Vesuvius all the way down to the shimmering waters of the Bay of Naples. As you rest in the soft, fragrant garden, a gentle white moonlight bathes the paved avenues, turning the basalt stone streets into smooth paths of pale silver. The warm brick walls, the grand white marble colonnades, and the silent courtyard fountains all glow softly under the vast night sky. Every sound in the city has softened into a delicate, whispersome quiet. The wind blowing off the sea has calmed to a soft, steady sigh. It moves slowly through the pine trees, carrying the clean, crisp scents of salt water, cedarwood, and night-blooming jasmine across the sleeping rooftops. Shh, shh. The sound repeats slowly, echoing the gentle, effortless rise and fall of your breath. Look up at the infinite dome above. The stars are bright and motionless, sparkling like tiny lanterns hung across the night. Across the dark blue canvas, the Milky Way arches gracefully over the sleeping city, a reminder of the vast eternal peace that encompasses the universe. Beneath this celestial canopy, Pompeii lies in absolute harmony and safety. In every home, the inner courtyards are quiet. The clear water in the marble basins reflects the moon, perfectly still, without a single ripple to break the image of the stars. In the quiet bedrooms, families sleep deeply, wrapped in soft linen blankets, completely cradled by the comforting warmth of their homes. In the bakeries, the brick ovens hold their last soft glowing embers, filling the quiet streets with the lingering warm scent of toasted grain. At the city gates, the stone walls stand tall, strong and enduring, keeping watch over the tranquility of the night. And high in the distance, Mount Vesuvius rests under the moonlight, silent, peaceful and still. The mountain is a quiet friend to the city, standing guard under the eternal sky, lost in its own deep, ancient sleep. Feel the profound warmth of this quiet world settling into your body. Your hands feel soft and relaxed. Your shoulders drop completely. Every muscle in your body yields to gravity, sinking down into effortless, comfortable rest. Your mind feels clear, quiet, and completely unburdened. Inhale slowly, drawing in the cool, soothing sea air. Exhale gently, releasing every last thought into the quiet night. The world around you is timeless, permanent, and safe. The ancient streets, the warm stones, the trickling water, and the starry sky exist only to hold you in this perfect state of peace. There is nothing left to watch, nothing left to hear, and nowhere else to be. You're completely surrounded by comfort, warmth, and absolute stillness. As the moonlight gently washes over the peaceful city of Pompeii, you close your eyes, surrender to the warm rhythm of your breath, and drift down, down into a deep, dreamless, and unbroken sleep. The velvet depths of the ancient night. The world has now slipped into the most profound and secret hours of the night. The transition from late evening to the absolute heart of darkness is complete, leaving behind a Pompeii that exists entirely out of time. Here, in this deepest chamber of sleep, the boundaries between the physical world and the world of dreams gently dissolve. You're no longer just resting in the garden. Your awareness has expanded, floating effortlessly on the soft, cool currents of the midnight air. You've become one with the tranquility of the ancient city. The velvet canopy of the night sky seems to press closer, wrapping the earth in a thick, comforting blanket of indigo and silver. The moonlight, which earlier bathed the streets in a bright silvery glow, has now matured into a deeper, softer luminescence. It does not shine, it pours. It pools in the hollows of the cobblestones, rests gently upon the sloping terracotta roofs, and glazes the silent marble statues with an ethereal, almost liquid light. Inhale slowly, feeling the cool, silvery light entering your lungs. Exhale deeply, letting go of any remaining shadows within you. As your breathing synchronizes perfectly with the slow, eternal heartbeat of the sleeping city, a profound sense of safety washes over you. You are anchored in this moment, protected by the heavy stone walls of the ancient world, held close by the quiet earth. In your mind's eye, you find yourself drifting gracefully through the silent corridors of the city. You move without physical effort, a phantom of pure peace, gliding down the Via dell'Abbondanza. The bustling street of the daytime is entirely transformed. The wooden shutters of the shops are drawn tight, locking away the noise, the trade, and the energy of the waking world. What remains is a perfectly empty, perfectly peaceful avenue of dreams. You approach a grand patrician villa, its heavy wooden doors slightly ajar, inviting the night breeze to wander through its halls. You pass through the entrance, feeling the residual warmth of the sun still trapped within the thick plaster walls. The air here smells exquisitely of damp earth, dried lavender, and the faint, sweet memory of beeswax candles that burned out hours ago. You enter the atrium, the vast central heart of the home. Above you, the compluvium, the square opening in the roof, frames a perfect canvas of the star-dusted heavens. The moonlight cascades down through this opening like a gentle waterfall, illuminating the impluvium, the shallow marble pool sunk into the floor below. Step closer to the edge of the pool. The water is perfectly, miraculously still. It is a mirror of dark glass, capturing the reflection of the cosmos above. There is no wind here to stir its surface, no footsteps to cause a vibration. It is a portrait of absolute, flawless tranquility. As you gaze into the dark, reflective water, you realise that your own mind has become just like this pool. Earlier in the day, your thoughts may have been like ripples, agitated by the winds of responsibility, scattered by the noises of life. But now, in the heart of this ancient night, the winds have died down, the ripples have smoothed out. Your mind is a vast, calm mirror, reflecting only the quiet beauty of the present moment. Breathe in, drawing the stillness of the water into your chest. Breathe out, letting your thoughts settle at the bottom, quiet and still. From the atrium, you drift slowly into the peristyle, the grand inner courtyard surrounded by magnificent colonnades. The columns, painted in deep, rich shades of crimson and ochre, stand like silent sentinels watching over the sleeping garden. Between the columns, heavy vines of ivy and climbing roses hang in graceful, sweeping arcs. Listen closely. The silence here is not empty. It is full of tiny, beautiful, microscopic sounds that can only be heard when the world is entirely at rest. You hear the incredibly soft rustle of a single leaf, detaching from a branch and spiralling lazily down to the soft earth. Swish, tap. You hear the gentle settling of the stones, the earth shifting by fractions of a millimetre as it cools beneath the night sky. You hear the slow, rhythmic accumulation of dew, droplets of moisture forming slowly on the tips of fern leaves, gathering weight and eventually falling onto the moss below, with a sound so delicate it feels more like a sensation than a noise. Plink, plink. Each tiny sound is a lullaby, a gentle reminder that nature is gently, constantly soothing itself to sleep, and as nature rests, so do you. Your journey through the city continues, carrying you toward the grand temple of Apollo. The vast, open courtyard of the sanctuary is a masterpiece of shadow and light. The tall, fluted columns cast long, parallel shadows across the smooth paving stones. It looks like a giant sundial, but here, time has stopped. Time does not move forward in this place. It is perpetually this exact, perfect moment. You stand at the centre of the temple courtyard. To your left, the bronze statue of the archer god stands perfectly still, his bow lowered, his face serene in the moonlight. He too is resting. Even the gods of the ancient world sleep under the blanket of this beautiful night. Feel the heavy, comforting weight of this timelessness settle into your physical body. Starting at the very top of your head, imagine a warm, heavy, golden light pouring over you. It smooths away the tiny creases in your forehead. It relaxes the microscopic muscles around your eyes. Your eyelids feel incredibly heavy, as if they're made of soft, thick velvet securely closed against the waking world. The warmth travels down your cheeks, softening your jaw. Your lips part slightly as all tension melts away from your face. The heavy golden light cascades down your neck, flowing into your shoulders. Any burdens you carried today, any stress or worry, simply dissolve under this warmth. Your shoulders drop an inch lower, surrendering completely to the pull of the earth. Inhale the warm night air. Exhale, sinking deeper into the soft support beneath you. The relaxation pours down your arms, passing through your elbows, your wrists, and pooling in the palms of your hands. Your fingers curl slightly, completely loose, completely devoid of effort. It flows down your spine, wrapping your chest and stomach in a cocoon of safety. Your breathing is slow, rhythmic, and entirely automatic. Your heart beats with a slow, steady, comforting thud. Thump, 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 perfectly aligned with the slow, ancient pulse of the city around you. The heavy warmth travels down your hips, flowing like liquid honey through your thighs, your knees, your calves, all the way down to the soles of your feet. Every single muscle, every nerve, Every cell in your body is now submerged in a state of absolute, unshakable rest. You are a statue of peace, resting in a city of silence. Beyond the walls of the city, the landscape stretches out toward the horizon. You drift over the ancient stone walls, moving gracefully toward the sea. The Bay of Naples lies before you, a vast, dark, shimmering crescent. The water here is calm, moving with a slow, heavy rhythm, as if the sea itself is breathing in its sleep. The waves do not crash. They simply fold over themselves, rolling gently onto the dark, volcanic sand and sliding back out again. Shh, the water whispers as it glides up the shore. Shh, it sighs as it pulls away. Listen to the rhythm of the sea. It is the oldest lullaby in the world. Long before the city of Pompeii was built, this sea was singing this exact same song to the shore. And long after the city falls asleep, the sea will continue its gentle, rocking motion. It is constant, it is permanent, it is endlessly reassuring. A few small wooden fishing boats are tethered to the docks. They bob slowly up and down, matching the gentle swell of the water. The thick hemp ropes that hold them secure stretch and relax with a soft, muffled creak. Creak. Shh. Creak. Shh. Imagine yourself lying in the bottom of one of those small, sturdy wooden boats. The wood is smooth and holds the faint, salty scent of the ocean. You are wrapped in thick, warm wool blankets. The sky above you is an endless dome of stars. As the boat rises softly on a gentle wave, you feel yourself drifting higher into a state of total weightlessness. As the boat settles back down into the trough of the wave, you sink deeper, deeper, deeper into relaxation, rising slowly, floating in the starlight, sinking gently, wrapped in profound warmth. The sea breeze sweeps across your face. It is impossibly gentle. It carries the scent of brine, of distant pine forests across the bay, and the fresh, clean smell of the night air. It brushes against your skin like a mother's comforting hand, smoothing away any lingering fragments of thought. Looking back toward the land, the silhouette of Mount Vesuvius rises majestically against the starry sky. It is a massive, dark triangle of solid earth, a silent guardian watching over the bay. The mountain is asleep. Its deep subterranean fires are banked, quiet and peaceful. It radiates a sense of ancient, grounded strength. It reminds you that the earth is solid, that you're supported, and that there is absolutely nothing you need to do right now but rest. The stars above seem to pulse in time with your slow, rhythmic breathing. The Milky Way, that great river of light, flows silently across the heavens. As you look up at it in your mind's eye, you realize how wonderfully small you are, how perfectly held you are within the grand, sweeping arms of the universe. There is no past to worry about here. The events of yesterday have dissolved into the shadows, gone forever, swept away by the gentle tide of the sea. There is no future to plan for here. Tomorrow does not exist yet. It is merely an illusion waiting on the other side of the horizon. There is only the eternal now, the deep, heavy, beautiful, present moment. Breathe in the eternity of the night. Breathe out the concept of time. You find yourself drifting away from the shore, away from the city, moving deeper inward into the vast, beautiful landscapes of your own mind. The images of the Roman villas, the marble columns, and the wooden boats slowly begin to fade, replaced by soft, abstract waves of colour, deep, velvety blues, rich, soothing purples, soft, warm blacks. These colours move slowly across the back of your eyelids, folding over one another like heavy silk curtains gently swaying in a silent room. You're sinking through these layers of colour, moving down, down, down into the deepest levels of restorative sleep. Your physical body has become entirely weightless, yet simultaneously heavier than lead. You could not move your arms or legs even if you tried, and you have absolutely no desire to try. The comfort is too profound. The rest is too perfect. The silence around you is no longer just the absence of noise. It has become a physical presence. It is a thick, warm, heavy blanket that wraps around your mind, insulating you from the waking world. It muffles every stray thought, dissolving them into nothingness before they can even form. You're completely unburdened. You're completely unbound. You're completely at peace. The eternal moonlight of Pompeii slowly fades from your vision, leaving only the warmth of its memory. The ancient city has guided you safely to the shores of slumber, and now it leaves you to drift peacefully on the calm, dark waters of deep sleep. Inhale one final, slow, deep breath of the night air. Exhale and let go completely. Down, down, down you go, into the velvet depths of the night, into the boundless quiet of the soul, drifting away, fading entirely, sleeping beautifully under the watchful eternal stars.